I'm pleased that the relative new rice mill in Naiqama, which has been operational since 2024, is easing access to milling facilities on Muanidevo. I am informed that Fiji Rice Limited invested 150,000 in the planting grant for 2024 season. Chairman, I understand you to be a very experienced gentleman in this particular field, but please, is this enough? Because agricultural sector, ladies and gentlemen, this is the backbone of our economy. Once we become self-sufficient in food, then we should be on our way to progressively advance food. If we're not self-sufficient in food, when the Honorable Minister of Finance carries out his budget year in, year out, there is this big or huge amount of money which is called the disposable income. He's an economist and he knows this quite well. This disposable income, are we going to be buying more rice to put food on the table, or we can produce our own? Because in the past, I stand to be challenged with this. Based on data that we have from the Minister of Agriculture, were we really nearly sufficient from the colonial times? Because cane farmers were providing and planting their own rice supplies. And now, since we've got a big irrigation scheme such as this, it was the foresight of the late Ratu to see that we become self-sufficient, especially in this staple food of ours. No longer that staple food belongs to one community or ethnic group only. It is for all of us now. You go to the villages, most of their daily food supplies are rice. They know how to cook rice, but it's the variety of the rice that satisfied the human want. That is where the question that I would like to pose today is centered upon. I'd like to challenge the Ministry of Agriculture and all the rest of our members of our cabinet, how best we can continue to come with workable ideas to help grow the size and numbers of rice farmers in our beautiful Fiji. I've been told that of the 672 registered rice farmers, 38 are women. I don't know where these figures are from. Does this figure include those that plant sugarcane and have been allocated marginal lots for rice farming? And how do we entice women to heavily participate in rice farming? I understand with this kind of paddy that is rolling year in, year out in producing rice, it's not easy a task to be undertaken. Having 38 women as registered farmers, is this enough? Or could we increase this? But otherwise, come next year, we would like to see a great increase in the number of rice farmers. Whether they do it marginally or on the marginal allotments, if they are cane farmers, or like us here in Dreketi. We are being advised by our Chinese friends is how best we can produce the best and get the best harvest through irrigation. And with our board, with Fiji Rice, we look forward to their vision and wise decision in guiding this industry to become independent and self-sufficient. I don't know what sort of import are we still importing from Thailand. Thailand produces rice and exports rice, including cassava. We in Fiji, we think that we are in control of cassava production. We eat production as part of our staple diet as well. Everybody in Fiji eats the cassava and dalo as well. But we're still importing this. We're still importing this. And how do we break into these markets for cassava? And how do we drop the amount of rice that we import from Thailand? I want to pose those questions in this year's important meeting, just to be able to challenge the industry, the agricultural sector, and more importantly, you ladies and gentlemen, that indulge in this great activity of rice farming, as to see how best we can grow this further. Government can only do so much. Out in Dreketi here, if we break it down by ethnic groups, be interesting to see the breakdown in the ethnic participation in this very important industry. O kere to ko kum dona non do. Au do taka meke o se kelangan se tiko na ka ko rango. Na lubena sa lo e tiko ni mate bol kono ko. Kando o madala sarto vio na bu ni tiris. Ya. O kila o mana sa tiko tono kono ko. Kita tabel yang kau coba sendiri rusak tu mereka meruti ris. Yang kau nak kain dengan rema, bila buat kena wili ni tahu tiris itu ke. Kakak kau kan tu mereka kau tengah bangkon na pinggarabi. Lihat dia ni, tu sekarang ni bakal apa pun nak kena yang ni kang. Orang tu tunggu nak kena tahu, wal silesi. Turangan na bu ni Prime Minister ni labo. Turang Minister Pte Ltd, kena Minister ni Vanua na buku ni bika enda tau kena, sena environment tongko Honorable Muanidevo. Au sabi ang bulay kenta tiku. Mengai bango na songo ni ang bagibu, sabi imbal tu kenta tu na tabi kalau tu sa kita kaya na ya. Saka libing ko ni Tiresi. O ni siya naklabi na kanawakaw na libing ko. Baka vida ni narani tamusuka na doon ang baki. Baki na nilibin labo ni Ratu may kina. Kaya siya nga, sa kereti ko virtunan daw ni Wasala tongo, tural minister labo, kaya tural minister ni Tite, kaya tural minister ni Environment. Ni rida man na kinabarite kaya kati kumain na tisuka. Tisuka sa ati kong doon na bonua, sulibiran daw tindom. Tiko tanga na puno mertar balekina non retiko ka tiko tanga na puno mertiris kina majana lot salanga go ngai nona kedi ko do nanda utiti ya pero ni bukira va ko tekira matai ni satu na tu na bubale rua na buru ni kaka na naresi sa kenda kaka na tundi tal tungango kenda rabi matamat sanda wili ka tumeno da bonobiti. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important that we also take the time to pay tribute today to the key stakeholders who continue to support this key agricultural sector. to the Ministry of Agriculture, the Tauke Land Trust Board, the Ministry of Lands, the China Aid, and the sponsors for these annual awards, a big winaka to you all. And may I conclude, may God bless our farmers and may God continue to bless our Fiji. Lalabalavu.
Ara. Abiu au liba umbe ka basa paka uranga sama ilu ko na loman ni sosom na loman ni puno paka urang ondre ra kana linga ni be karabi au libi tonu igo tonu be ka igu paka uranga tonu be ka igu umena ma ni u kana be karabi igo liu ni be karabi ngon uranga president ang sala ba ako kana be baka masui be baka okay kana be bolei isa kare nga ta ni kalule bo alo ambu ibi baka okay ina kana karabi wa ka ta me marore gina bura re langi sambule wa kalo membele gi ame bura ni bula ai bura ni kaka ai bura ni kena rawai wa ai abi na pe ngauna auto sara ulam balabu ai ko ba uranga karabi kare wa gina kana abi wali udi wa robi wa kalo na kata mali wa mana ai hey indina
Lalabalavu, Excellency, for inspiring words. We are truly honored by your presence and encouragement to our Fiji Rice team and for farmers today. Now, it gives an immense pleasure to call upon the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Finance and Strategic Planning and National Development, Honorable Professor Biman Prasad, to address all of you.
His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Fiji, Turanganitui Dakau, Ratu Naiqama Lalabalavu, respected First Lady, the Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Tumasi Tunavuna, the Minister for Environment and Climate Change, Honorable Mosese Bulitavu, the Chairman of the Fiji Rice Limited, management, and people of Dreketi. Lalabalavu, thank you very much. Bahut dhanyawad. It gives me, Excellency, immense pleasure and pride, and it is indeed my honor to extend to you, on behalf of the people of Dreketi, and indeed all the farmers, rice farmers of Muanidevo, to welcome you to Muanidevo Primary School, which I attended many years ago. If I recollect, I think this is the first time that a head of state would have visited this school. And sir, I wanted to be here today to witness your presence. Lalabalavu. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, I know my task this morning is simple. I leave all the challenges that His Excellency has issued to
the Minister for Agriculture, and I'm sure the Ministry of Agriculture is in good hands. I also had a quick chat with the Honourable Prime Minister, and ladies and gentlemen, I bring greetings from the Honourable Prime Minister and best wishes for all our farmers and indeed the people of Dreketi. As His Excellency, with his years of wisdom, experience and knowledge, at the helm of the leadership of our country, has issued these very thought-provoking and perhaps very pertinent points about the role of agriculture in Fiji. I remember, growing up and starting my school here, when the Australian government at that time, under the leadership of the late Tuinau and the late Prime Minister of Fiji, Ratu, put this irrigation scheme in Dreketi. And I must say that since the establishment of that scheme in 1972, we started seeing roads, buses, and it opened so many opportunities for our children, for our families, not only in terms of raising income, but also opening up opportunities for education. And today, many of those are around Fiji and around the world, having their roots in rice farms in Muanidevo. As you know, the government since 2023 has increased the budget for agriculture significantly. In fact, in the last 2.5 years, we have seen the growth in the agriculture sector in all different areas. The Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways was provided a huge increase in the budget in the last 3 years. And in the last budget, we provided $115.3 million, ranging from allocations for crop research, Committee for Better Utilization of Land, Farm Mechanization, Agriculture Marketing, Navuso Agriculture, upgrade and enhancement of agriculture quotas, and for the first time, the coalition government began to provide assistance to non-sugarcane farmers through subsidies for fertilizer and weedicide. And that, sir, has increased the motivation and the incentive for a lot of farmers, whether they are rice farmers, dalo farmers, ginger farmers, vegetable farmers. They are all eligible for subsidies for weedicide and fertilizers. Government is also providing subsidies for leaseholders, including those in the sugar industry. And I know the Minister for Sugar and the Ministry of Multi-Ethnic Affairs and the Ministry of Youth Affairs have also seen huge increases in the budget. In fact, we have doubled the budget in the last 2 years for the Ministry of Etoke Affairs compared to what was there before the coalition government. Say you rightly pointed out, and I know the chairman of the Fiji Rice will tell you that there is a lot of interest now amongst also our Etoke farmers, and many of them throughout the country have now started undertaking rice farming as well. So on behalf of the government and on behalf of the Honorable Prime Minister, I want to congratulate the chairman, the board, and all those involved in the push to increase rice production in this country for the effort. I know the infrastructure, say, in this area was extremely neglected for many years. Until the coalition government came in, we've cleared the drains, fixed the infrastructure, not only in Dreketi, but in many other parts of the country where rice is being grown. So once again say, let me, on behalf of the people of Dreketi, thank you and Madam First Lady for your gracious presence here in this little village of mine. And I know that your presence today and your challenge that you have put out to the people of Dreketi and indeed everyone who's engaged in farming will give us that inspiration, that motivation to work harder, to ensure that we are able to produce more food and contribute to the development of our nation. Our National Development Plan, say, as you know, lays down a very clear strategy, a very clear long-term plan to develop our agriculture sector, to improve the incomes, to improve the infrastructure, and by extension to improve the quality of life of our people. So once again say, Lalabalavu, and may God bless you and Madam First Lady, and thank you for your presence here this morning. Lalabalavu.
Thank you, Honorable Professor Birman Prasad, for your words of advice and inspiration. Also, big Vinakavakalevu to the government of the day for the great work. Now, I humbly request the chairman of Fiji Rice Limited, Mr. Raj Sharma, to address all of you.
Thank you, MC. First and foremost, I must acknowledge the traditional landowners for this area, Dreketi, where our mill is and where we all are. And also, it's indeed a great pleasure, an immense pleasure, to have the President among us. So, welcome, Chief. Welcome to Dreketi, and Madam First Lady, welcome to Dreketi. No doubt this area is very familiar with His Excellency, being in lands, being in TLTB of 80s and 90s, and being here in Northern Division that I know of. The Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Minister for Agriculture and Waterways, Minister for Environment and Climate Change, we acknowledge your presence, Bulasia, and welcome to Dreketi. I must also acknowledge Divisional Police Commander, if he's around, Commissioner Northern, Special Administrator, Mr. Paul Jaduram, distinguished guests, our respectful farmers, and ladies and gentlemen. His Excellency, some of the farmers are here from Western Division, and some are far away from Northern Division that we have got. First, thank you, His Excellency and First Lady, for being in Dreketi, and we are proud that this brown rice of Fiji rice has brought you to Dreketi. This is a very prestigious award that Fiji rice has started, and this is the third year that we have started. And without any further background, I'm really proud, sir, that you have accepted our invitation. You have said that this legacy should continue. I personally take that challenge, what you have posed for us and as well as for agriculture. We are very much engaged with agriculture. About 55 to $60 million of rice is imported. Maybe Minister for Agriculture will update on that. 17 to 18% we are self-sufficient. When we look at Fiji rice, years back we only used to get 700 tons, 500 tons. That, with the help of the government, we have increased to threefolds. Years of 2013, 2012, the mill will operate for only 3 days. Now at the peak hours, we operate 7 days and even at night. That's not enough. Our capacity needs to improve, which we are doing. This financial year, from our own coffers, Your Excellency, we are investing $1 million to get the new silos up, new computerized system, to upgrade ourselves. This also includes, we must acknowledge the government of China for giving us the mill in Ba, which we are further upgrading with the right infrastructure. Rightfully, as Deputy Prime Minister has said, last year we got significant amount of grant for the infill drainage that was never happened before. The farmers this area have upgraded their drainage work. The government is also subsidizing to pay the price of the paddy. The world market price of the paddy would be around $700 to $800. With the assistance of the government, we are paying $1,000 to the farmers. Rice is a easy crop that you can get it in 4 months maximum, or even 3 months, depending on the variety. And now it has been mechanized, and which takes very less manpower. On the front of this recognition, Your Excellency, this has motivated the farmers. A small appreciation with the kind sponsors in various categories of the highest producers, young producers, female farmers, Itoke farmers. This has inspired the people. There are special recognitions for the people who have contributed to the industry. Also, there are special recognitions for the farmers that have started producing in the Western Division. Individual farmer would produce about 20 tons himself from Western Division. So we are making a headway. We give you assurance that we have taken your words as a challenge, and I'm sure that Ministry of Agriculture will also support us with this. There are lot of plans that we got, and we are trying to capitalize. In fact, next year we are looking at, this year's from 1,600, we are looking at 2,000 tons in our coffers to come in. Next year is 2,500, and year after in the 3-year plan is 3,000 tons. For that, we are also looking at to upgrade our mill capacities, even here in Dreketi, and also we are sourcing out to look for a land in Lambasa. Majority of the rice that we have received, Your Excellency, it has been supplied by the sugarcane farmers in Northern Division. So that is what you have articulated, that there are sugarcane farmers, 1 acre. We are getting that from, especially from Muanidevo. So finally, with this number of projects that we got, I must give a assurance that we from the board of Fiji Rice and the management, we are committed to revitalize this industry and work towards self-sufficiency in accordance with the rice plan that Ministry of Agriculture has. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation, sir, and Madam First Lady. It's always a pleasure. This is the first time that we are having in Dreketi. Last 2 years we had it in Lambasa, and we are trying to engage the public and the people in the rural areas by hosting these things of activities. I must also acknowledge all our sponsors, the top sponsors, including from Reserve Bank of Fiji, Unit Trust of Fiji, HFC Bank, Farm Track, and many others who have contributed for the day to be successful. Binaka, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Sharma, for shaping Fiji Rice Limited to be a premier rice millers. Now it's time to honor the hardworking farmers, and I shall request the Minister for Environment and Climate Change, Honorable Mosese Bulitavu, to do the honors of giving out the awards. And first on my list is the Youth Farmer, and the best youth farmer goes to Mr. Avinash Vishal Ram of Karovo, Boa. A big applause to the youth farmer, Mr. Avinash Vishal Ram of Karovo, Boa. He is just 25 and married with 2 kids. He started farming in the year 2024, and he harvested 11.91 tons. Most of the land is being rented. So call upon Mr. Avinash Vishal Ram to come up and receive his award. One more time, a big round of applause to the youth farmer. Up next, the best new farmer in the Northern Division goes to Mr. Rupeni Rasi Geraya of Kuruveri village of Lambasa. Also a warm welcome to him. He is age of 56 and he is married with 4 kids. He started his farming in 2023 and he harvested 6.234 tons this year, utilized uncultivated Matangali land, and is planning to plant 30 acres in the upcoming season. So his son is here on behalf of Mr. Rupeni to receive his award. Up next, the best new farmer in the Western Division goes to Mr. Muhammad Iliad Khan. A big applause to the man from Sugar City. He is 48 years and married with 4 kids. He also started farming in the year 2024 and currently utilizing his own 28-acre lease and in process of acquiring another lease supported by Fiji Rice Planting Grant in the year 2024 and 25. And finally, the Lifetime Contribution Award goes to Mr. Ram Rupa. He started farming way back and he is 91 years of age. A big applause to Mr. Rumra. Thank you so much, Minister for Environment and Climate Change. Up next, I shall request Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Tomasi Tuinambuna, to give the rest of the awards. Special contribution awards goes to the China Rice team. They help the Fiji Rice with the training support and with the technical support and also in the research work. A big applause to the team from China Aid. And also, special contribution award goes to the Sugar Research Institute. A big applause to the team of Sugar Research Institute. They also incorporated in planting rice now. And they have harvested 12 tons of rice this year. A big Lalabalavu to the team of Sugar Research Institute of Lautoka. This one. This other one. And now I give this time to Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Tomasi Tuinambuna, to address all of you.
Thank you, MC, Your Excellency, President of Fiji, Unturang Balsana, Unturang Tilakau, Wasatangaki Namaramana First Lady, the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Strategic Planning and National Development, Honorable Biman Prasad, Honorable Minister for Environment and Climate Change, Honorable Moses Simbultabo, the Chairman of Fiji Rice Limited, Mr. Raj Sharma. I also acknowledge Mr. Pramod Chan, former Member of Parliament and President of the National Federation Party, but well known here for the service provided to our rural Muanidevo. Invited guests, stakeholders, award recipients, and our dear farmers. Ms. Hambulare, and a very good afternoon to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and privilege to stand before you today at the President's Award for Rice Farm of the Year 2024, a celebration of resilience, innovation, and dedication of our rice farmers and the industry leaders. Rice is more than just a staple food in Fiji. It is a pillar of our food security, a source of livelihood for thousands, and a symbol of our agriculture heritage. With over 1,600 households engaged in rice cultivation, the industry touches lives across northern, western, and the central division. It contributes to rural development, empowers communities, and supports our national goal and self-sufficiency. Ladies and gentlemen, despite our effort, Fiji currently imports approximately 88% of its rice, with an export bill that reaches Fiji's 42 million in 2022. This heavy reliance on foreign rice not only strains our economy, but also exposes us to global price fluctuation and supply chain vulnerabilities. Every dollar spent on imported rice is a dollar not invested in our local farmers and our communities and our future. But this import also has a number of factors, and that one, the increase in consumption and per reference to our local communities, and also our high tourist market. Rice farming is deeply woven into the fabrics of our lives, and it provides employment, sustains family, and fosters community resilience. The rising price of rice paddy from $850,000 to $1,000 per ton has sparked renewed interest in rice cultivation, especially among Itoke women, farmers and women. This is a promising sign that our communities are ready to reclaim rice as a cornerstone of our agricultural identity. To support this momentum, the Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways has launched several initiatives, including training, extension services, agro inputs, rice harvesters, small farming machines, and improved seed varieties to help farmers transition from subsistence to commercial farming. The last 3 years, we had distributed more than 15 tractors and 15 harvesters to our rice farmers, not only in the north, but also in the west and central division. We had extended to our sugarcane growing areas, and we had also tried in the past to mitigate the effects of climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, currently Fiji produces around 8,300 tons of rice annually, achieving only 17 to 20% self-sufficiency. To significantly reduce import, we must aim to produce at least 25,000 tons annually, a threefold increase. This is ambitious but achievable with the right policy and technology and support, which will support the commitment from our stakeholders. The future of Fiji rice industry lies in one, expanding mechanization and modern farming techniques, which includes the provision of machineries that the government and the ministry is already doing. Second, the encouraging youth and young women to enter the sector. Current data shows that bulk of our farmers are more than 55 years old, an equivalent of seeing our retirees from towns and cities coming to join our rice farmers. Strengthening partnership between government, private sector, and the communities. Fourthly, promoting locally grown rice through public awareness and consumer education. And that includes rice seed production projects. Enhancing research to develop varieties that meet local tastes, preferences, and also varieties that are resilient to climate changes. Let us remember that in 1980, Fiji achieved 66% self-sufficiency in rice. If we did it once, we can do it again. And in closing, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all our rice farmers, and your dedication, resilience, and innovation continues to nourish our nation and strengthen our agriculture future. Your tireless efforts.
I know you're tired of listening, and now I shall call upon Year 10 student of Dreketi College, Suhani, to perform an item for us. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's welcome Suhani for a dance item. Thank you so much, Suhani, for the beautiful dance item. Let's one more time give a big round of applause to Suhani. We'll continue with the awards presentation, and this time I shall call upon the Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Professor Biman Prasad, to come forward and do the honors of giving out the rest of the awards. And the next award is for the highest paddy supplier, and the highest paddy supplier goes to Mr. Rishi Rajeshwar Prasad of Nadula, Dreketi. A big applause to Mr. Rishi Prasad. He's age of 45 and is married with 2 kids, and he started commercial farming way back in the year 2023. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, the highest paddy supplier, the man from Dreketi, Mr. Rishi Prasad. Pinaka, up next, the best Itoke farmer goes to Mr. Tomasi Rayula Tiko Maisanai of Nandongo. A big round of applause to the best Itoke farmer, Mr. Tomasi Rayula of Nandongo. He's age of 43 and he's married with 4 kids. And he also started his farming way back in the year 2022. One more time, big round of applause to the man all the way from Nandongo. Binak Bakalevu, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the best female farmer goes to the lady all the way from Goldtown, Tavoa, and she is none other than Subhashni Devi of Yelandro, Tavoa. A big shout out to Subhashni Devi, the best female farmer all the way from Goldtown, Tavoa. Thank you so much, Honorable Professor Biman Prasad. And the final award is the best overall farmer for the 2025 season. And for this, I'll request His Excellency and the First Lady to do the honors of giving out the award. And the best overall farmer for the year 2025 season goes to Mr. Ishwar Prem Chand from Tambia. A big applause to Mr. Ishwar Prem Chand, and I request his son Naiqama to come forward and receive Father Mr. Naiqama to receive the award. And this year they have vested 17 tons of rice, and the best quality paddy to the meal was supplied by Ishwar Prem Chand, and proper planning was done. A big round of applause once again to Mr. Ishwar Prem Chand to being the overall farmer for the year 2025. Up next, I request Minister for Environment and Climate Change, Honorable Moses Bulitavu, to address all of you.
His Excellency the President of the Republic of Fiji, I want to rambala to the cow. Excellency the First Lady, Turangana Vunivalu, Ken Dreketi, the CEO for Fiji Rice, the Deputy Prime Minister, Minister for Finance, National Planning and Statistics, and the Honorable Minister for Agriculture and Waterways. I am suddenly told to provide a speech, and I had not prepared a written speech, but given the briefing that the CEO of Fiji Rice, who's actually from my side of Maluata in Lambasa, where my mom comes from in Koruri village. Thank you so much for the invitation. For the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change, we work very closely with the Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways. And my department, at the Climate Change Department under the ministry, which used to be with the Ministry of Economy before this new ministry was created 8 months ago. The duty of the officers at Climate Change, they work with the Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways through technical assistance, especially in making concept papers for the Ministry of Agriculture to access finance, especially those that are related to climate change and the effects of climate change in agriculture sector. And in particular, rice farming. A few months ago, we had toured the irrigation site. We have got challenges due to change of weather patterns such as droughts, the change of rainfall patterns, the salt water intrusion. These are some of the difficulties that farmers face, and also it affects their farm yields. This is where the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change Ministry comes in through concept paper to develop a proposal to these donors to get funding so that we can work towards what we call climate smart agriculture. And Fiji has been edifying its voice in the region. We just finished with PIFs in Honiara, where the Honorable Prime Minister attended on Monday and returned on Thursday, where we, Fiji, punching above our weights, and also highlighting to the globe through our regional position, where we had endorsed our Ocean of Peace on the effects of climate change in the region, which is affected by all Pacific Island states. And next week, the Honorable Prime Minister and his delegation will be heading to New York, that is on the UN General Assembly, where that message from PIFs will be taken over to the United Nations General Assembly, and his key address will highlight some of his vulnerabilities we face, especially in the Pacific, on rising seawater and other effects of weather patterns, especially in agriculture and even to our housing. And Dreketi was not spared, and you had first experience in 2019 when TC Yasa had arrived in Fiji. It had a landfall here in Dreketi. And under my ministry too, we have a climate change relocation fund, which is currently working on the phase 2 of the relocation from Lalabalavu village to the new site at Nanduviri. These are some of the things that my ministry works very closely with the community here in Dreketi, not only the relocation trust fund, but other excess of fund in terms of agriculture. I think there will be other assistance available in the budget, which the Minister of Finance can talk about in the various allocations for climate change across the board, and others there in Head 50. With those few words, Honorable His Excellency the President and guests, dignitaries, the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, just saying a few words to appraise us on what the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change does in conjunction with the Ministry of Agriculture and Ministry of Finance. And just that to put a note to, that we are currently working with the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance through a proposal to get the GCF to be stationed in Suva. Every time we go overseas to go and get this finance from the Global Climate Fund, so we are offering to GCF to have an office in Suva for the Pacific region. That will give us more time and also have quick access to those offices here. Once again, thank you very much, and God bless you, and let's continue to do this for Fiji, and we look forward for more high achievement as His Excellency has challenged us in his address today. Muanidevo.
Thank you so much, Minister for Environment and Climate Change, Honorable Moses Bulitavu. As the saying goes, the Lalabalavu people are always ready. And thank you so much, Mr. Moses Bulitavu, for words of inspiration and advice. I would like to thank the gold sponsors, Aluminium Glass and Constructions, the silver sponsors, Gold Rubber Machinery Pte Ltd, Fiji Development Bank, Unit Trust of Fiji, Reserve Bank of Fiji, South Pacific Fertilizers, Nursery Plastics, Unique Farms, and other sponsors fix it all. And now I shall call upon the CEO of Fiji Rice Limited, Mr. Mukesh Kumar, to move the vote of thanks.
Thank you, MC. His Excellency, the President of Republic of Fiji, the First Lady, distinguished ministers, esteemed guests, sponsors, partners, media and dedicated school management, and most importantly, our hardworking farmers. It is with great humility and profound gratitude that I stand before you today to deliver this vote of thanks to the prestigious Rice Farmers Award. First, foremost, heartfelt thanks to His Excellency, the President, for accepting our invitation and honoring us to be esteemed presence. Your commitment to supporting our farmers and agriculture at large is an inspiration to all of us. Your leadership continues to foster the environment where innovation and dedication in farming community thrives. We are truly privileged to have you today with us. We'd also like to extend our sincere appreciation to the government ministers present, whose tireless efforts and creating policies to support agricultural sector are invaluable. Your continued collaboration with stakeholders is vital in ensuring that the voices of our needs of our farmers are heard. A special vote of thanks goes to the biggest stakeholders, the farmers themselves. This event would not be here today if you, the farmers, were not present, or it would be possible. Through your hard work and patience for advancing rice farming, it is your effort that nourished the nation to drive our agricultural growth. You are backbone of our economy, and this award is a small token of appreciation for all of you. We are also deeply grateful to our generous sponsors who support to make this event a reality. Your partnership enables us to continue celebrating and uplifting heroes of our farming community, and for that we are thankful to you. To the school management for providing this wonderful venue, we extend our thanks. Your willingness to host this event has created a comfortable and conducive environment for us to gather and celebrate our collective achievements. Our heartfelt appreciation goes to the media professionals who have worked tirelessly to ensure that this event is documented and shared with the wider community. Your role is raising awareness about the importance of agriculture, and the vital contribution of our farmers cannot be overstated. Lastly, a big thank to everyone else who has contributed in any way to success of this event, the volunteers, the organizers, and all who have worked behind the scene to make this possible. Together, we celebrate the spirit of unity, progress, and we look forward even a brighter future for our agricultural sector. Thank you all once again, and may continue your hard work in hand towards great achievement in the years to come. Pinakawakalew.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kumar, for your words of thanks and appreciation. And now I shall request the chairman of Fiji Rice Limited, Mr. Raj Sharma, to present the token of appreciation to His Excellency, the President of Fiji. And also, I request another board member of Fiji Rice Limited, Madam Priyashni Chand, to present the token of appreciation to our First Lady. Lalabalavu. And now it's time to honor our sponsors. I'll request the CEO of Fiji Rice Limited, Mr. Mukesh Kumar, do the honors. And first on my list is Aluminium Glass and Construction, the gold sponsor for today's event. A big applause to Aluminium Glass and Construction. Any rep from Aluminium Glass and Constructions? Up next, we'll give it to the silver sponsors, and first on my list is the Global Machinery Pte Ltd. Mr. Jagat Prasad is there, and also from gold sponsor, Aluminium Glass and Construction. Also like to honor Fiji Development Bank. Vinaka team FDB. Up next, another silver sponsor, Unit Trust of Fiji. Reserve Bank of Fiji, South Pacific Fertilizers. Gentleman is here from South Pacific Fertilizers. Narcis Plastic, and I believe the team all the way from Latoka is also here. We could warm welcome in Dreketi, the home of deep river warriors and the hardworking farmers. Vinaka Narcis Plastic, and also the last silver sponsor, Unique Farms. Shall I have Abena of Fiji Rice here? Amena. Up next is Unique Farms, and also in other sponsors, Fix It All. Also like to honor the Muanidevo Rice Farmers President, all the way from Ba, Mr. Rajesh Kumar Singh. A big applause to the man all the way from Ba. Up next, Muanidevo Rice Farmers President, Mr. Alesh Harbans Kumar. We also would like to acknowledge the panel of judges. The first on my list is the manager, SPF Lambasa, Mr. Rajneesh Ram. And also the principal agriculture officer, Mr. Sujendra Prasad. These were the judges for the awards. And also would like to honor the man himself, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Honorable Professor Biman Prasad. A big round of applause to the man himself. And also in this beautiful afternoon here at Dreketi, we'd like to honor the Minister for Environment and Climate Change, our very own Honorable Moses Bulitavu. A big round of applause also to Honorable Moses Bulitavu to receive his award.
Thank you.
And finally, a token of appreciation to Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Tomasi Tuinambuna. A big applause to the Minister for Agriculture. Once again, big thank you, Vinakavakalevu, everyone, for coming together for the Fiji Rice Limited President Awards for Rice Farmers. A big applause to one and all. Thank you so much. Enjoy the day.